So guys, today I got for you a lineup of fragrances from the new brand Untamed Perfumes from Canada that I'm excited to share with you my thoughts on. It consists out of 5 fragrances, 4 of which I will review for you in this video. So make sure to keep on watching. But before we get started, I would like to ask those of you who are here for the first time to subscribe to my channel right now. And please don't forget to give this video a huge thumbs up if you enjoy learning about new brands. And once you're done with that, I can tell you all the details. Hello and welcome everyone to today's review on the Untamed Perfumes, which is an independent fine fragrance house based in Vancouver, Canada, and all their fragrances are inspired by love of the wild landscapes of Canadian West Coast, adventure travels, colorful cultures, feeling experiences, music, art and celebration. The perfumer behind this brand is lovely Sunyata, who I have a pleasure to know almost personally because we took a fragrance class together, and I'm very happy to see that her perfume passion grow into the whole house. Fragrances of which are handcrafted in their Canadian studio. So I highly recommend you to visit their official website to find out more information about Sunyata's background and all the fragrances. But I just want to jump right into the collection and get started with the fragrance that is called Shaped by the Wild, and this is the bottle design. It looks really modern and beautiful. The wooden cap goes really well with their natural concept, and this is one of the most challenging fragrances from the collection that I started to enjoy very much after I took some time to experience and understand it, because these fragrances are highly artistic and creative. They are not very easy to understand right away, except for 2 perfumes that I find are a bit easier. But if you are familiar with rather artistic perfumes with unusual fragrances for which I used high quality materials and a lot of natural components, then I think this is definitely the line for you. So let's talk about Shaped by the Wild, that will take us to the journey into Canadian wilderness. So when you spray the fragrance on, it opens with this sweet herbal scent, and I know that in the top there is frankincense, pine and sage. So there is something cooling, foresty in there. I think that's because of the pine that has almost like a minty quality, and sage really lifts it up, okay? So it makes it aromatic, and frankincense gives it a bit of a mysterious touch. In the heart there is cedar, fir balsam, iris and orris. So I think fir balsam really supports the pine because those are herbaceous and terpenic camphorous notes, and I really love the orris material, not only because it smells powdery. In here it's not powdery but very textural. This is like a superpower of this material. In the base there is cedar, earth, wood smoke, woods and vanilla. I would say that yes, it is a textural fragrance that is very woody, that is leafy, that is green, that is herbaceous and strangely sweet, but in a nice way. But I love the dry down of it. It is so good, smelling like some very expensive fragrance that you might find in the perfume boutique. And you know, sometimes fragrances are fun in the opening, they might be, you know, very creative and strange and unique, but they fall flat in the dry down. I find that the dry down of all these fragrances are very elegant. So I really like how it dries down. In the opening it's just a little bit too herbaceous for me because I'm not the person that loves those herbal facets in perfumery. Maybe it is a little bit too earthy for me sometimes, but the dry down of it, I can really handle the opening just for that stage of the fragrance. So just in case you're a fan of herbaceous fragrances that smell maybe foresty, this is definitely the one for you. But I've already said the dry down of it is really beautiful, although the opening is, you know, just a little bit too minty and cool for me. I'm the person that prefers warmer scents, or at least not the ones that are so realistically herbaceous. But there is another fragrance in this line that might be even a bit more challenging. However, I absolutely adore the dry down of this one as well, which is called Chocolate Earth, and my bottle is a little bit messy because it leaks slightly, but that's okay. So Chocolate Earth, this is the perfect name for it because yes, it has this delightful fresh, herbaceous opening because there's a note of fennel, pine, and tarragon. Green, herbal, pine once again gives it like this mentally coolish effect, but then there is ceremoss, alamy, mushroom, and tagetes in the heart, and you get the mushroom note in here, and it is oddly sweet. I think that the sweet herbaceousness comes from tagetes. They are sort of flowers, but they smell extremely green and sweet. This is like a very sweet earthy fragrance, and earthiness is really not what I'm drawn to in perfumery. I have hard times with earthy fragrances, but the dry down is amazing because there is salted chocolate in the base with fresh earth, fir balsam, maple sugar, oak moss, patchouli, and woods. It reminds me just a little bit of that fragrance by the brand Artisan Perfume that I've already told you about, that is called Mirabilis. I remember there is a musk with ambroxan and earthy accord in there, and as well as olibanum, and it was like addictive to me. Of course, this one has more power, it's way more complex than that Artisan, but I've just noticed that sometimes even earthy fragrances are attractive to me, but the dry down is awesome. It's just like very interesting how sweet, earthy, mushroomy, herbal green it is. I think that it is really interesting, and if you are brave enough, I would definitely recommend you to look into it. But let's move on to something that I think a lot of people will understand, which is called Running with Wolves. And the name of this perfume came to Sunyata before she even knew how it should smell. So it's quite a playful fragrance that opens with the scent of red apple and black cherries and citron pepper. So in the opening it is extremely berry. I'm saying extremely because it is almost to the point that I'm like, okay, it smells like a candy. So the berryness in here is what gives it this playful tone, but then there's also tuberose with almonds, which make the fragrance really sweet. So tuberose is cardinal flower, which has very powerful aroma. It tends to overwhelm all the notes, and almonds smell sugary to me. So it's sweet, it is very fruity. I would even say, although it is mouth-watering, it really has this candy quality to it, but it is well balanced with leather, with softly animalic notes, agarwood, and blonde woods in the base. So it's not an aggressive perfume, but it is really powerful, so you really need to be careful with it, just like with the wolves. And I think it's something that a lot of people will understand, especially if you prefer playful, fruity, sweet fragrances, maybe that you can even find in the shop, and you would like to have something more creative, something maybe a bit more sexy, because once again in the dry down you get those animalic tones which make it more intoxicating and not as simple as some other fragrances in this style can be. But I want to end this video on probably my favorite one from this collection, which is called Melvana, and it is inspired by the medieval city and a magical, whimsical cafe that Sunyata came across and fell in love with while wandering the labyrinth of narrow alleyways in the old town on the Greek island of Rhodos, where I'm really dreaming to go for. So this fragrance smells of Turkish coffee, thick and rich. It smells of beautiful cardamom, which I find is a magical spice because it is warm, it is slightly sweet, it's just delicious. It's not even sweet, very textural. But then there is rose with dried fruits and this like shisha tobacco accord, so it is very gorgeous and smoky too. Today I realized that this could be a smoky fragrance because the incense and mahogany wood, they bring in, you know, like this beautiful smoky energy. So it definitely smells like some medieval city where you can drink this thick and strong, powerful coffee, eat something delicious like sweets, and cardamom is just like in the air because spiciness and smokiness mixed together, that creates just a very atmospheric feeling. And I feel like Melvana deserves almost like an award because it's a very powerful perfume that has this wow effect that I hope that a lot of people are looking for in fragrances. At the same time, it is very versatile, it is wearable. I would prefer it on colder days because it has very cozy feeling and just mesmerizing effect. It is quite addictive and well balanced because all materials are really powerful and strong on their own, but the aroma is so heady and well balanced that I would definitely say Melvana is my favorite from this collection. But I would like to know which of these ones made you curious, so drop me a comment below. Let me know if you've already heard about this line. If no, definitely check them out. There are samples available on their website, and the 5th fragrance, Blackberry, that I'm really looking forward to smell. And on that note, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed watching this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, activate the bell to stay updated about my new uploads. Check out the description box to find out more helpful information where you can follow me on my social media, and if you want to support me, you can donate on Buy Me Coffee website. On that note, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to stay tuned and smell good. We'll see each other next one really soon. Bye guys.